Listening to Mel Robbins, no surprise. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am going to do a Froyo Car Chats. I feel like I used to do coffee car chats a lot. Like I would go get a coffee and I would just like yap with y'all, and I haven't done that in years. And this time I got pinkberry. So we didn't have a pinkberry in Florida. I didn't have it for the first time until I moved to Colorado. The base is snickerdoodle, which is literally delicious. It's temporary flavor though, which is sad. And then if you can't tell, I'm a toppings hoe. I really am. I think I get everything under the sun. I feel like I should start saying like, don't worry about the Froyo, like just leave room, you know, like how you would for coffee, so that I could comfortably eat this, because there's no way that I'm going to not make a mess in my car. I actually did forget marshmallows. So I have coconut shreds, Oreos, cinnamon crumble, M&Ms, gummy bears, cheesecake bites, and cookie dough bites. I'm making my soul happy. So it's obviously been a second since I've been on here. The video that I posted earlier this week, I actually filmed several weeks ago. I think it was like the beginning of November. And I was editing it today, actually. And I never realized until now, which is very normal, that I was so sad. My energy was so sad. Even just watching it back, I was like, dang, you're a downer. I'm gonna go park in a different parking lot. Okay, we'll reconvene in a second. Okay, third spot's the charm. I thought that I could eat this and talk to y'all at the same time, and obviously I cannot. I was trying to have a conversation and all I was doing was watching myself eat. So I wouldn't be mad if this melted a little bit though, even though it's so cold outside right now. It's 37, definitely feels way colder than that. Oh my god, Justin just sent me this photo of a deer sitting in someone's yard. Anyway, let me take one more bite and then we'll chat. Froyo is so superior to ice cream. It's stupid. Something about a gummy bear and like a cold substance. Wow, so good. Okay, putting it down. So like I said, I haven't filmed or posted a video since the election. I needed time after that on social media, and then I also just, everything went crazy in my life. It's been crazy in my life for about a year and a half, but it kind of just like all at once, which was a lot. And a lot of the explosions were like closings of things that have been really challenging for me in the last year and a half, but also some of them were just like really unexpected turns and a lot of anxiety. If you guys don't know, your body doesn't know the difference for stress of good or bad stress. So like if you're really excited for a trip coming up, like your body's receiving it as stress regardless. My body started freaking out. I do have an autoimmune disease, and I started getting all those symptoms because stress is awful for the body, obviously, but I think people really are like, oh, I'm stressed, and they just let themselves live in that space, but it's actually super unhealthy for your body. Your body is like really not good in those conditions. Not sleeping more than 2 to 4 hours a night, literally covered in hives every second of the day. Like I feel it on my legs, my arms, itchy, appetite's weird, like, and I can't say that any of it was unprecedented. I still think responding to something the best I could, and I was trying to manage it in a healthy manner, and I've just been doing that and functioning in survival mode for the last year and a half. Even just watching my videos back, like my energy is so sad. Like I don't look like myself. I don't sound like myself. That being said, it definitely was a bunch to transition through. I'm not about to trauma dump on you guys, don't worry, but I do want to just cover a couple of things because I kind of feel as though I was really trying my all and trying to give it my all to show up online, and I was failing, like I was struggling, and I wanted to have this used as an outlet, but the ability to show up as who I am, I didn't feel like I was with her anymore. So I almost felt like I had this, like, I was staring back at myself and I was like, I know you're not being you, but I can't figure out what it is or what's off or anything. And it was just not a good time. In March of 2023, I went through a situation that was just kind of left me as like a shell of a human. It was like a little traumatic, but I do feel as though it's important to talk about why I'm where I'm at now. And so that happened, and when that happened, it really did leave me in a super vulnerable position to where like I never really healed from that. I never I just like threw myself into trying to take care and show up for other people. And I kept, every time something bad or traumatic or like life altering would happen, instead of it being something where I was like, okay, I'm processing this experience, it would just kind of layer on top of it. And so it was like this pain that I was feeling was now a foundation for every other heavy experience that I had. And I got to the point where I was just harboring all of these emotions at the same time. And no one can do that. Like, no one can do that in a healthy way. And so I was at max capacity, overflowing, really not able to show up as myself. I watched myself not show up as myself. How many times can she say I'm myself? And it was just something where I spent so much time learning who I was, loving who I am, having a good relationship with myself, that I genuinely was mourning that connection and closeness that I had. I was my own best friend, biggest supporter. I fully believed I could do absolutely anything that I put my mind to, and I just felt like I was wasting away. Like, I felt like I was literally on the outside looking in on my own life for a year and a half. So you can imagine what that does to someone. And it's funny because I wouldn't even say that individually these things were quote unquote the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. They were all just immensely hard, and since they all happened in tandem, I literally was just existing to survive. Because I was aware of this at the same time, I tried to throw myself into things that I really could dedicate my day and like my time to. And so something that I did with that was like my desire to go into bodybuilding. And so it was like, okay, well, like working out is something that I always feel really good in. And you get like almost emotional stability from routine. And so I was very keen on having something to just kind of hold an expectation around my day-to-day and how I lived. This has turned into such a serious conversation, and I thought it was gonna be much shorter. When all of this down, which was about 2 weeks ago, I ended up telling my coach, and she was the best, truly. I don't know why I don't know why I'm surprised, but she was just so kind. She was like, do something every day that makes you feel excited about that day, hence the pink berry today. And I was like, okay, great. I'm like not tracking macros right now. I've not been to the gym in 2 weeks. Like, I've honestly been such a lazy bum, but I've been managing my stress so well that I feel very level, and I feel like myself more and more every day, which is really exciting. I honestly feel like I was like a carbonated beverage and someone was shaking me for the last year and a half, and I finally exploded, and I like actually got release of that pressure. That's the best way that I can explain it. One of the things that's been causing me a lot of stress, but again, your body doesn't know good or bad stress. It doesn't know the difference. So this is good stress. One of those things is that I am leaving corporate, which is crazy. Don't think I've ever been made for corporate. I really thought that I was gonna be that corporate boss bitch, owner, whatever, and that was gonna be my life. Honestly, when I started dating Justin, he's been saying it from the beginning, like, you're not built for this. Like, you can succeed in this space, but you're not doing the best that you can in this space. Like, you're limited. He encouraged me a lot to leave, and at first I was like, you're bonkers. You're bonkers. I have the most financial anxiety of anyone I've ever met. I am very responsible, and I just you're crazy. And so when I post this video, I would have already told my job, so this isn't like, ooh, don't tell anyone. It feels so good to say that out loud. I am honestly though, I'm just so freaking excited and proud of myself. Something I have known about myself my entire life is that I can count on myself, and I'm gonna bet on myself, and things are going to work out. And I can honestly like attribute that to how my parents raised me. They really did kind of just instill this unshakable confidence that if I want to do something, I can. And they were really good about pouring that into me, and it stuck with me, thank God. I really have this like firm belief system that I can make everything work out, and I finally am getting the opportunity to bet on myself. I have these big dreams, and the irony of all of this is my boss posts a lot of inspirational videos, and one of the ones that she posted was Steve Harvey telling a story about living your life with the lid on, and just saying that like you're always going to expand to the room that you're in, and are you in this jar that people are comfortable with you being in, and like, is the lid on, and are you gonna just take the lid off? Like, people should look at you like you're absolutely insane and like a little bit crazy when you tell them about your dreams. And I genuinely was just like, watching this video, knowing that I had this idea that I was like deeply considering, and I was like, she has no idea, like my boss has no idea that she just convinced me to quit. Really, really excited. I'm just proud of myself. Like I said, I have a lot of things that I want to do that I've wanted forever, and at no point did I think I wasn't going to get these things or like work towards them eventually. But that's the issue, is I think I know I did. I just kept saying eventually. I kept saying like, I will eventually. I'll get there. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then it hit me. I am 28, and I was like, you're not doing anything to get towards those things. And I started crunching numbers, looking into business accounts, how to open a business, like commercial real estate, all this stuff. And I was like, oh, you cannot achieve this in your current conditions. Realizing your current conditions are not setting you up for the path that you want to take, but a path that you didn't want, is enough to make you nauseous. I can't believe that it took me that long, but I also think I needed to go through all of these things to really kind of let it be the final straw, because I am so loyal and I do like marketing a lot. I'm good at marketing. I just don't really feel fulfilled. Like I don't feel fulfillment in that space. And so that's something that I just had to change. So that's that update. But it does lead me into the main topic that I wanted to talk about today, aside from like my little life update. Okay, so again, I just said I'm 28. I'm turning 29 next March, so in like 4 months. And then obviously I'm turning 30, right? That's how aging works. I did not have the crisis about age when I was younger. I had all of my friends at 22, 23 were like, I'm so old. I can't believe this. Like, the latest that it would happen for them is like 25. It never hit me. It genuinely never hit me. I never felt old. I never felt like I was running out of time. And it wasn't until about 6 months into being 28 that I was like, I'm old. I'm old. And what's crazy about that is like, I don't think Sammy Clark is old, but she's 30 or 31. And I don't think Ariana Grande is old, but she's like 33, 34. And when I look at these people that I objectively do not think are old, I can acknowledge that and then in the same breath be like, but I'm old. Logically makes no sense. Because of that, I was just like, maybe it's because you've been in this fog. You've not felt aligned with yourself. Like, let's really do things that would make you feel just really proud of you. I want to do things that makes me feel cool, and not cool in like a perception way. I'm sure some people will think I am lame my entire life, and that's okay. It's just things that I think are cool. And what I came up with is I am going to make a list. It's going to be an open-ended list because I don't want to fill it up for the sake of it. I want it to be very intentional, and I encourage you to do this as well. But I'm going to do my own take on 30 under 30. And so I'm going to do 30 things before I'm 30, which is a year and 4 months, that I'm going to either like practice a new hobby, a skill, something that I've just like always wanted to achieve or thought it would be cool to achieve but never actually tried. I'm gonna kind of curate this list of 30 under 30 of things that I think would make me so cool. And so if you're really confused by that, I want to give a couple of examples, just because I don't want it to feel like it's just the next New Year's resolutions list. Like, I am giving myself a good amount of time on purpose. And some of the items are going to take me probably the entire time, and other items I could probably get done in a couple of months, some of them maybe in a weekend. So on the smaller side of things that I think are cool, as an example, is like, I want to be able to be the person that I can have friends over and be like, hey, do you want me to make you sushi? And like be able to make a sushi roll, like a good sushi roll. If you don't know, I'm allergic to avocado, which is really unfortunate for sushi restaurants because a lot of them are like, that sucks, hope you don't die, basically. Like, they seem so irritated that I even walked in the building, which is fine, I guess. I want to be able to say like, oh yeah, actually I know how to make sushi. I can go home and make sushi for you right now. Like, that just feels like something that I would love to make. It's niche enough to where it's not like I'm gonna go like make a pizza. So it's like on the quote unquote lower end. On the higher end, I've always wanted to write a self-help book. I am a huge advocate for self-improvement. You guys know I love a nonfiction book. I really feel like I have a way of communicating things that are received really well from people that are having a difficult time navigating emotional turmoil, or just like hearing it from a perspective that is easy to understand but also resonates. And I've been told this my entire life, to the point that I have been writing out book titles and chapter names since I was like 7th grade. And so I just like, I feel really in line with that, and that would be something that I would be so proud of, to say like, oh no, I wrote this book and I'm really proud of the content and it could help people, which just makes me want to cry. I would love to be able to do that on like even just like the smallest scale. If one person that read that book felt really seen or heard something that they needed to hear said in the right way, I would die. Like, that would be so cool. So that's what my list is going to look like. It's going to have an assortment of different topics, and I just want to make it kind of open-ended, because unlike a New Year's resolutions list, I tend to make those out by quarter, or things that I think will make me feel good. And they're more so just things that I want to achieve. I don't necessarily want to quote unquote achieve these things. I don't want it to be looked at as like a to-do list. I want it to be something that is really intentional, really thoughtful, and geared around the person that I know myself to be and the person that I want to show up as. I am excited to eventually get into the gym again. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I think I slept for like 5 hours last night, 5 or 6, and I am still tired. I'm having a hard time sleeping. I'm trying to get to the point where I'm sleeping without a sleep aid, just because that's the only reason I've been able to sleep the last couple of weeks is a sleep aid, and even then sometimes it doesn't work, so I end up just waking up feeling sick. Trying really just to focus on sleep before I go into the gym and jump back into that. And I did talk to Val, and she said that we can go into a cut when I do kind of like recenter that, because I have honestly so many plans for 2025, and I just want to feel my best. And not that I don't feel good right now, I just like want to feel better. I want to feel healthy. I want to really pay attention to like food intake, everything like that, in a way that's not just geared towards like hitting macros, which I did a really good job with in the last like 10 weeks. But I do feel as though I could be a little bit more intentional and mindful with it. So that's the goal. So that's really all for my little update. I am really excited and proud of myself. I have a lot of stuff I want to accomplish. Even just this next year, I was looking at all of the things, like just counting out, like listing them. So like, let's list them together, okay? I feel like this is gonna come off as like me bragging, and I need you guys to know I have never in my life done anything even remotely as cool as the list I'm about to give you. And I'm trying to be really intentional about growing an abundance mindset, just because I am the queen of acting like if you give me this Froyo, it's the last Froyo I'm ever gonna have in my life. Scarcity complex is me, and I hate that about myself. And so that is something that you can obviously change with just like reframing your mind. Let's just go over what I have planned so far for 2025. So in February, I'm hosting a wellness weekend, which is going to be a health and wellness trip geared around like loving and supporting and nurturing my OPT with Danny girls. So the girls that I online personal train. We've never all been together. They're all over the country, and I've been training some of them for like 2.5, 3 years. And this is my dream trip. It's on Valentine's Day weekend. If you know me, you know Valentine's Day is my second favorite holiday behind Halloween. Like, I love Valentine's Day. So the fact that I get to plan a health and wellness Galentine's Day retreat, I'm so excited. And I just ordered all of the decor, all of their like goodie bags. They don't know that. Like, I'm just like, I'm so excited about it. And now if they watch this, they'll know, but hopefully they don't tell the rest of the girls, because I don't think all of them watch my YouTube, but it's fine. Now you know. So I'm not gonna say or do anything else. Like, I'm gonna film like the processes as I go, but I'll post like a video after we go. So that's in Valentine's Day weekend in February. A freaking dream come true. I cannot believe I get to do that. I am gagged. I miss the ocean so bad, and I get there a day before they do, so it'll be really nice to just like sit on the beach and have a date with the ocean. You know, I really miss her. March is my birthday. That's when I turn 29. I don't have anything super special planned for my birthday, but that's because my birthday is March 21st. And my older sister, I am her maid of honor, and she's getting married the beginning of April. So I'm going to Phoenix, Arizona for her wedding. In May, Cynthia Erivo is coming to Colorado, and I was talking about how amazing that was, and it's a fundraiser gala, so my friend was talking to me about it, and she insinuated that like you couldn't go, you had to know someone to get in. And so I didn't question her. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't question her. And when I was talking to Justin about it, he was like, can you get tickets? And I was like, no, you'd have to like know someone to get in. And I pull up the post that she sent me and I read the bottom, and it says like tickets go on sale, and it was a week before we're talking, okay? So 7 whole days had passed for these tickets. I was like, there's no way in heck that anything is even on the site anymore. Like, there's no chance. I check. There was 1 seat left in Orchestra 1, the front, a couple of rows back. So I'm gonna go see her, Cynthia Erivo, at the Colorado Symphony, which is, I'm gagged over it. Like, I'm gagged. And I just bought my first ever House of CB dress to wear to it. It's like my dream dress. I'm so excited, guys. I could die. And then I'm going to see Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster in Music Man in New York in August. And then I have a best friend trip scheduled, like the ultimate best friend New York Christmas trip with my best friend Chloe in New York, beginning of December. And so like, that's just right now. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It feels fake. It feels so surreal that I'm doing any of those things. And it's funny, I'm sharing all of this because I find that I feel a lot of irritation towards people that live for the weekend and live for 5 p.m. and live for summer, and like they live for their vacations, because I feel like watching it, I can see that they are not happy with their life. And so I've always been someone that I didn't want to spend all of my PTO and all of my money on this one grand trip per year that I look forward to every year as like the highlight of my year. And that's when I feel like I'm living my life. And every book, every podcast, every TED Talk that I've listened to, right? All of them say, like, all the people that I respect that have made it, that have done something really grand, all of them say there was some turning point where they decided just to risk it all and bet on themselves. And I feel like this is my risk it all, bet on myself moment, and I can't believe it. I'm just grateful that I have a platform that like you guys show up and you guys engage with me, or just even like watch my videos. The whole reason that I have a platform is because when I was in college and I was severely depressed and I was recovering from PTSD and very alone, okay, very alone, very bad at making friends, very bad at interpersonal relationships, really struggling to live. When I went through all of that, I found my friends online. And I don't mean that by like I found people to talk to online. Like, I fully had a parasocial relationship with Whitney Simmons and Sarah's Day. Those 2 girls saved my life, like single-handedly, made me feel like I had something to live for. And I know that sounds probably sad. It was sad, but I have this like deep-rooted gratitude for people that are so honest and vulnerable online for it, because in my darkest moments, they were the friends that were with me and genuinely like brought a lightness to my day, even when their day wasn't necessarily the greatest. I felt like I had that connection with them. Yeah, I want to be that for somebody else, which is why I overshare on the internet and why I say that I was going through all of these hardships and that I did struggle, because I feel like it can always look really glamorized. And I know that that narrative can be really irritating, that, oh, it's like a highlight reel, because I never want my life to be a highlight reel on here. I really do want to come off as authentic as possible, and if you know me in person, you know that that's me yapping. So thank you for listening to me yap yet again. If this is a parasocial relationship that we have, love you so much. See you again. I'm gonna start posting twice a week again, so we'll chat later. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is a favorites video, because I actually have favorite products, which is crazy. I never have favorite products. All right, well, thanks so much. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, because like I said, I just posted twice a week.